Folks, as of yesterday, the 2016 presidential election is just 1 year away, which means it's only 11 months until voters start paying attention. But right now, it is crunch time for lesser-known candidates to get more known-er. Like third-place Democratic candidate and former governor of Maryland, Martin OMalley, who I'm guessing was not that happy to see this Wall Street Journal photo with the caption, "Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and an unidentified man." Worse yet, unidentified man is polling higher than Martin OMalley. Meanwhile, everyone on the GOP side is about to get plenty of FaceTime at tomorrow's fourth Republican debate. All eyes will be on rising star Marco Rubio. The Florida senator looked incredibly presidential at the last debate, thanks to his brilliant strategy of standing next to Jeb Bush. But he has raised some eyebrows for this exchange with reporters.
People always kind of ask, okay, what's the one politician, that you want to sit down and have a beer with? I would just change the question and say non-politician.
I'm actually, I can't always mess up her last name, but this young lady, Malala.
Yes, Marco Rubio wants to have a beer with Malala, who is both a practicing Muslim and 18 years old. It's all part of his strategy to appeal to young voters by loitering outside of a liquor store. I believe America's best days are ahead of it. Do you kids want a six-pack of Natty Ice? I will buy it for you. And, to be fair, Rubio wouldn't be the first president to get tanked with a transformational human rights figure. Who can forget when Harry Truman did keg stands with Gandhi? Of course, the stakes of the debate are highest for the two GOP frontrunners, Donald Trump and Ben Carson, who are separated by less than 1 point. Since the retired neurosurgeon started rising in the polls, the media have been dredging up all kinds of ancient history, like this speech in 1998 at a religious college.
My own personal theory is that Joseph built the pyramids in order to store grain. Now, all the archaeologists think that they were made for the pharaoh's graves.
And Carson recently reiterated his belief that the pyramids were built to store grain. I was skeptical until I saw this ancient Egyptian diagram. See down here? Right down there. The grain goes on the bottom, then you get your fruits and vegetables, and up here, the Egyptians kept a giant turkey. Now, personally, I think the media should let this pyramid nonsense go and focus on the issues that affect us. Like, did he really try to stab a dude when he was 14? Because throughout his campaign, Carson has presented his life as a conservative redemption story, a man who turned his life around after behavior like this.
As a teenager, I would go after people with rocks and bricks and baseball bats and hammers. And of course, many people know the story when I was 14 and I tried to stab someone.
Now, there's a story he's told many times. So far, the man he tried to stab is unidentified. So we can safely assume it's Martin OMalley. But now, the knife. He's describing the length of the knife that he used. But now, not that long, not that big. There it is. But now CNN has called that story into question.
We talked to people that he knew in elementary school, junior high school, all the way through, and they just said that this didn't square with the quiet, calm, collected person that they knew.
They spoke to his neighbors, they spoke to his childhood friends, they were trying to corroborate these stories. They couldn't find anyone who had any knowledge of these events.
Wow. Some childhood friends. I can't believe they would stab him in the back about whether he stabbed them in the front. Come on. One thing we know, these men are clear frontrunners because they have just been granted Secret Service protection. Their code names? Stabby and Crabby.